Let me take you somewhere where we can make animal noises. Let's go make animal noises. I picked you over all of the choices. Let's leave all these doubting voices. Take you somewhere where we can make animal noises. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Partying with ghosts, ghosts. We're partying with ghosts, ghosts. His name is Till Mix. Ghosts, ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts. We're partying with ghosts, ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts. No gay demon masks, just ghosts, ghosts.
Yeah, you're my roller coaster. Girl, you're my chicken sandwich. Baby, you're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need to get up and make myself dance. You're my morning glory. I love you every morning. You're my leather jacket. You always got my back. Yeah. You're my broken headphones. You know I'll always smash it because you're everything to me. Girl, you're my roller coaster. Girl, you're my chicken sandwich. Baby, you're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need to get up and dance. You're my catty vixen, always got the fixins. You're my feather boa, I love you even more. toaster. Girl, you're my chicken sandwich. Baby, you're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need to get up and down. To get up and dance. Dance.
You coming at me like a wild rally cat. My head's buzzing so I ain't even feel that. The neon lights have gone straight to my head. You asked me to repeat myself, but you already know what I said. Take a step back, you cool alligator. I tried to be friends, but you snuffed me at the cradle. Punch a sock and lock it, you don't own the table. You're about to learn first what they told you in my favor. Does the sky ever answer? Or are we just lost in the race? Or are we chasing those flickers in cold outer space? Boy, 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 coming for the king. Punching shadow demons till the tin cup rings. Boy, 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 you better get in line. All this trouble starts at your borderline. Boy, 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 coming for the king. Punching shadow demons till the tin cup rings. Boy, 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 you better get in line. All this trouble starts at your borderline. My head swimming from these crushed up sevens. 2 more drinks and I'll feel like heaven. All this talking that started my engines revving. I hope God doesn't keep tabs after 11. Take a step back, you ain't no James Taylor. You act like everyone on the block needs to pay it. Put a socket and lock it, you don't belong at my table. You're about to learn first what they told you in my fable. Does the sky ever answer? Or are we just lost in the race? Or are we chasing those flickers in cold outer space? Boy, 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 coming for the king. Punching shadow demons till the tin cup rings. Boy, 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 you better get in line. All this trouble starts at your borderline. Boy, 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 coming for the king. Punching shadow demons till the tin cup rings. Boy, 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 you better get in line. All this trouble starts at your borderline.
Alright, what's going on, people? What's going on? Gotta turn down that music. What's that music doing? That music's being crazy. Where is that music? There we go. We got the DLC. Let's turn it down all professional like. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, everybody, how y'all doing today? We got a nice Saturday afternoon, depending on where you're at. Back east, man, they having a huge blizzard come their way. We're gonna chat about it here in a minute. Also, we're gonna touch on those crazy silver prices, bro. What the hell is going on, James? My man from over there in proper England. What is going on? What say you, bro? How you doing, buddy? You got that hat on. I see you got the Bulu. You got the tracksuit on. I got the tracksuit on. Now, what about that English tracksuit, bro? How about that? Look at that, James.
We look the part, don't we?
That's right, baby. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on, James? How you doing today?
We need to be in the next series of The Gentleman. I know they filmed it, but I think they're doing season 3. I think we need to. I think Old Nice School needs to hook us up with a little cameo in season 3 of The Gentleman.
Yeah, facts. Now, James, what's the weather like over there? Are you guys having a blizzard? Is it cold? What's going on?
Oh, it's like Club Tropicana. You know, we're drinking fruity cocktails. We got our shirts off. I'm hanging out with Andrew Ridgely and the boys. Not George Michael, because sadly he's deceased.
Yeah.
You know? But, you know, it's abysmal. Autumn and winter in England is absolutely abysmal. The weather's atrocious. It's freezing cold.
Is it cold?
Apparently next week we're going to get storms. We're going to get the snow. And I heard someone say somewhere in the UK it's going to be minus 40 degrees. So I'm thinking that's going to be somewhere in Scotland, like Stornoway, which is at the top of the map, you know, the Hebrides or something. So they're going to get it proper sweet. But you know what I mean? I just can't wait for spring to... Why do you say that? Well, spring to sprung? I don't know.
Right.
I just can't wait. I can't wait for fucking spring. That's all I'm saying.
Hell yeah, bro. I hear you on that. It's big. We got a big blizzard coming out today. It's supposed to hit the eastern seaboard. We got Professor Grass in the chat. He's going through it right now. Shout out to Professor Grass. Let me come down in the chat. Shout out to Pat. Always great to see you. D-Wag, what are you doing in the chat? You better jump on stream, bro.
My nemesis. Look at him.
Yeah, maybe he's out there. Go on, James.
Cleansing him.
Cleanse him.
Look, I'm cleansing him through the screen.
Yeah,
Look,
maybe
reach out.
he might be out there getting donuts. We got Big B Trucker. Shout out to you, bro. Big B Trucker just sent me a whole bunch of fantastic landscape pictures. I can't wait to paint later, so I'm stoked about that. Got quite the photographer in the family. We got Cut the Grass out there. Shout out to you, bro. The winter storm hasn't even hit yet, he says, and he's already eaten all his toilet paper. Bro, you got to eat that toilet paper, bro. Let's fucking go. That was hilarious.
There was a rush on toilet paper during COVID. Do you remember back during the COVID days, right? You had all the idiots, right? They'd get a big shopping trolley, right? And they just fill it up with toilet paper. I mean, what the fuck were they doing? How many shits do some people need to take?
Oh, bro, I don't know. Everybody panics, man. When women panic, they get their men to panic. The men go up to Costco or wherever and they buy. People were buying whole like truckloads of toilet paper. It was crazy. Cut the Grass says it was brutally cold back there. He went on an ice carving fest today and he couldn't stay long because the wind was cutting through his gloves, making his hands hurt, bro. You don't want your hands hurt. Shout out to Zaid Held to the chat, he says. What's up, Zaid? Good to see you in the chat, bro. Zaid's my fellow high school alum. Found that out the other week. That was crazy, bro. All the way across the country. But we both went to the same damn high school. How about that? Shout out to Professor Grass.
World, man. It's a small world.
Yeah. Hobo Chili Recipe. Shout out to you, bro. Good to see you out there. Yeah, so we're about to cover everybody in the chat. Let me get down through it. Suckriyat. Is that how you say it? Oh, no. Or what are they? How should I say your name? Larry Curly, shout out to you, bro. Good to see you out there. My bad. Some of these names just throw me. I look down, I try to read them, and my fucking lips and tongue just jump all over each other. I'm like, what the hell is going on? We got Hillbilly Harry in the chat. He says it's a terrible 63 degrees today in Southern California. I feel you. I had to put a toboggan on, man. A little cold out here. Who else we got? We got everybody else. Let me make sure I get everybody. All right, I got everybody. All right, now James. You were telling me you had a funny story. You went for a walk. Was it today? You went for a walk today, and what happened, bro? This is like straight out of Snatch or Snatch, basically.
Right, like Rise of the Foot Soldier when it goes a bit pear shaped. No, I was doing my usual like little walk around the manor. Also like doubling up as Migrant Watch now. You know, I've designated myself leader of the neighbourhood watch, so I'm watching out for the migrants that might be coming from Crowborough. So I'm like sort on that, but like I'm walking down the road and I just finished doing all my vids, so I'm walking down the road and then at the bottom of the hill I see this dog in the middle of the road, like a little terrier, right? And he's shaking like a leaf. And there's this car just about to come and I don't know whether he sees it or not. So I scoop it up and run across the road, and I think I've done my good deed for the
Yeah,
day.
you saved the dog. Holy shit. Okay.
I saved the dog, right? But then, because I've shown you some pictures, there's a traveller site, there's a campsite, right? And
Now,
I
for
thought, well,
people-
the dog must have got...
Well, for people who don't know what a traveler site, man, that's basically a caravan, or we call them RVs here in America, and it's just like in Snatch, where all the gypsies were. Shout out to Paulo G in the chat. What's up, bro? Good to see you. So go on with your story, James. So you saved the dog.
Yeah. So I know I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4, not 5. And I'm thinking, there's a lot of caravans down there, and there's a couple of gaffs, there's a couple of houses. So this is bound to be, the dog's got loose, and he's bound to be down there. So I scoop up the dog, right, and the dog's so terrified he shits himself. So like my trackie that I'm wearing,
He pooped on you.
yeah, but he shit himself. So my trackie. I was wearing like a Lonsdale blue trackie, so that blue trackie's now caked in mud and crap. That's got to be washed and dry clean. So like I'm walking, so I scoop the dog up, right, and I'm going, all right, peeps, there's a dog here. I think someone's lost their dog. Is anyone going to answer their door? Anyone about? What you doing? Come get your dog. So no one answered. So you have to go down like this. So imagine like a racetrack, like F1 or your NASCAR or something. So like imagine like making that straight. So you're having to go down the bottom of a lane where there's all these caravans, and I'm shouting, is there anyone about? For fuck's sake, there's a dog here. Someone's dog, you know what I mean? I can't leave it. Is anyone going to like come and claim their dog? And then I get down the bottom, right? And I'm like, there's the house. So there's the house at the bottom that obviously like run the site, run the caravan site. And then all of a sudden, like, it's like Next of Kin, the movie with Patrick Swayze. All these jippos come running out of the bushes, right? They got shotguns, right?
Oh
right?
shit!
And
A bunch of
I'm
pikes. Are they pikeys? Pikers?
The proper stuff. So I'm standing there and I'm going, is this anyone's dog? Because he's just taking the right shit on me. And I scooped him up. What are you doing there? Are you stealing our dog? If you're stealing our dog, look, this character, he's stealing our dog. And I'm like, wait, calm the fuck down here, right? First of all, right?
They thought
I'm
you
not
were
a
stealing
thief.
a dog?
Yeah. First of all, I'm not a thief, mate, I said. And second of all, I said, your dog, who you should be taking care of, got all the way to the bottom of the lane and got out in the middle of the road, and I scooped him up and saved him, and I brought him back. Oh, so you think you could shake us down for money? Do you want money for bringing our own dog back, do you? Your own dog back? Yeah. Hey, look, this character here, he wants money. And I said, look, mate, I don't want your money. I want you to take your fucking dog, and make sure it don't get out again, because I said around here, it's country lanes. He's going to get run over. You've got to look after it. Go, oh, so you're telling me how to look after me animals now, are you? And I'm like, I said, there's a communication problem here, fella. I'm trying to be nice. I brought your dog back. And he goes, oh, look, what's that he's got there? And I'm like, it's a tablet, mate. I was making videos. I do videos, put them online. Oh, look, this guy, he thinks he's a film star. Look, he's making videos. Oh, come on, lads. Let's have a look at all the videos that this film star's making. And I'm like, fucking hell, right? So he goes, oh, you're a funny little fella, aren't you? And I said, look, mate, you should be treating me with a bit more respect. I've got gypsy blood, right? He's going, oh, look, the fella's claiming he's got gypsy blood. Where are you from? And I said, look, mate, I'm related to George Digger Stanley, the boxer, the bare knuckle fighter, I said, do you know the Ice-Dids? And they'd be going, oh, where are you from? We've been everywhere. We probably know them. If they're gypsies, we know them. And I said, look, they're from Croydon, South London. He says, oh, yes, we probably come across them. You seem like all right. You don't want any money and you brought our dog back, so that's okay. You can go along now, and we've had a good laugh at your videos. And I said, well, that's all right then, mate. I said, that's my good deed for the day, innit? I'm covered in mud, I'm covered in shit, and you lot have mugged me off. And he goes, oh, you're a funny fella. You can come back anytime and have a cup of tea and sit with us. And I go, oh, nice one. And then I buggered off. I was like, Jesus. I thought I was going to get buried in the fucking fields at one point. Fuck me.
Bro, so you save their dog. The dog shits on you. You take the dog back down to their RVs or campers or caravans.
Yeah, caravans, right? Yeah.
They all come out with shotguns. Then they all think that you're trying to steal the dog. Then they think that you're trying to bring it back to shake him down for some money. And then they make fun of you for your videos? Bro, these are like epic trolls in real life. I can see why you don't even sweat the trolls online, my man. Jesus.
Have you ever, right? Have you ever tried to have a conversation with gypsies, right?
No.
It's like they speak a different language. I will say this, though, right? gypsy women are really attractive. Some of them.
Yeah, no, I mean that's true.
You've got to put your hand. They've got that Kate Moss Croydon scrape. They wear the big hoop earrings, right? But the only problem is, right, they've been infected by hip hop culture. If you ever go online and you watch the videos, they do all the dancing like black women. You know,
Oh,
they've got
really?
they've kind of like merged the culture. They've merged traveller culture with the weird accent and the hip hop dancing. So it's kind of like a weird. But yeah, if you can stand up to gypsies, mate, if you can stand up to gypsies, you can stand up to anything. And I'm not sweating it, right? Because this is my manner, right? They don't realise that. They're travellers. They come and go.
Yeah.
This is my manner. I'm not going to sweat it. I bought your dog back. What are you going to do? Mug me off? They mug me off. But, like, I'm not going to, like, piss my pants about fucking shit like that. It's funny. I think it's funny. You got to talk their language. You know what I mean? You got to take the sting out of the situation. Don't start getting ultra aggressive. Just like play along with them, because these are like physically imposing characters. It is literally like, if you watch Snatch, right? It's a combination of Snatch and the scene with Craig Fairbrass in Rise of the Foot Soldier when they put it on it. These are the type of people that will like bury you in the field and just go and move on to the next side. They're not people to be fucked with. Gypsies are really, really dangerous people. They're dangerous people.
Well, that's funny. They were inviting you back for tea, and then you wake up without a liver or without a kidney or something, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to be very careful.
You don't want to say no, though, do you? You don't want to. I didn't really want to eat their food and drink their tea, but you don't want to say no because you insult them. And when you go inside their caravan, right? Their caravans are immaculate, right?
Yeah.
You know when you buy a new sofa? You buy a new sofa, they keep the plastic on the sofa.
Wow.
They don't take the plastic off, to keep everything clean. They'll just like vacuum it, like vacuum around it. But everything, they've got their nice pottery and they've got their nice porcelain and their knickknacks. When you go in a gypsy caravan, one of the modern ones or the old school wagon types, they are absolutely these are the cleanest people in the world. Super clean.
That is crazy, man. That's crazy. That's like a little bit. You were like really. You were really that character from Snatch. What was his name?
I'm like the little guy. I'm the little guy, Stephen Graham. You know what I mean? It's like I'm there, except for I don't have a fucking minder, so I don't have a big burly minder, and I'm holding this dog right, and they think I've come onto their site to nick their dog to shake them down for money. That's what they think. And I'm like, no, mate, your dog was out in the middle of the road. I bought your dog back to give it back for nothing and not take anything from you because I don't want to see a dog splattered in the road. You know what I mean? I like dogs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you like dags? Do you like dags?
Yeah, that's crazy. Hobo Chili Recipe, he says the Pikers seem like American blacks in Compton. I don't know. They do without the pit bull. They have terriers over there instead of pit bulls. That bro, that's wild, bro. Zayd says Leprechaun 7 script reveal. You were walking right into a movie right there, bro. Yeah, wow. You got to be careful over there.
The site, haven't you? I showed you the picture where you go down the lane and they've got all the caravans, man. It's like fucking.
Now, would you ever date a gypsy girl? I mean, like the only thing about gypsies, I know that they get married very, very young. Like we're talking 13. And they start having kids by like 13, 14, 15.
Do you know the term grabbing? Do you know grabbing?
Like your last name, like taking, like grabbing? Is that what you're...
Yeah, right. Not my name, Grab'em, but grabbing. There's a thing in the gypsy culture, right? So when they come of age, they will go to a party, right? And it'll be like, what do you have over there? You have like in Greece, like a debutante's ball.
Okay,
like the scene in Greece, right? So you will have the eligible women from the families, and you will have the men, right? And what happens is the men literally grab the girl that they want and grab her.
Wow.
And once they grab her, they've claimed her, and that's their girl. And no one else can have anything to do with them. Now, in the gypsy world, it's kind of frowned upon if you marry outside of gypsy culture. So non-gypsies are called gorgers. So I would be referred to as a gorger. So if I was to marry a gypsy girl, she would ostensibly be giving up her traveller life. And I would take sole responsibility for her. And she would leave the caravan and we would live in a house or a flat. And she would become like a normal white person. She would live that normal life. She would kind of renounce being a gypsy because she's married a gorger. And her kids would be treated differently because they wouldn't be full gypsy, they'd be half a gorger.
Yeah.
So they like to stay within the gypsy community. They marry like within cousins. I was making a big thing about the Muslims they don't want first cousin marriage to be made illegal in this country. Well, the other big demographic where first cousin marriage is prevalent is the gypsy community. They like to keep it within the families.
Yeah.
Like the family names. And like you said, they will get grabbed at 15, 16. They will get married at 16. They will start having children at 16. And they will have as many kids as humanly possible because they're also Catholic and they don't believe in contraception. So it's basically first poke kid, second poke kid, third poke kid. Every time they get poked kid. You know what I mean? Until they change of life and they can't have kids no more.
Damn.
They're like a baby factory. They're like a baby factory. But yeah, it will be very hard. Like for me, I would have no respect within the gypsy community because I'm a gorger. Even though I've got gypsy blood, I would have no respect within the gypsy community. And if I took a girl from the gypsy community, she would be frowned upon and have no respect. And some of her family may even start a feud and make our life difficult. It could turn into a blood feud between families. So I would advise people, if they ever come over here and fall in love with a gypsy girl, to tread very fucking carefully because these feuds get very, very bloody and very, very messy. You've seen the call-out videos that I send you, don't you? It's like, hey there, you. I know you. I'm the toughest guy in the world, and I tell you, you better meet me in a field for a straightener, I tell you. Because if you don't, my son, I'm going to come there and start on all your family. Your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your aunts, your uncles. They're all fair game. You meet me like a man in a field and we'll have a fight and sell it. That's what it's like all the fucking time. I don't fear gypsies. I don't fear anyone, but gypsy culture is to be respected because these people are like the last off the boat psychos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These people don't play by the rules.
Yeah. How would you even meet a gypsy girl? Do they go out? Do they work? I mean, like if you're not in the gypsy community, how would you meet one? Would you sell them a caravan? Sell them a caravan?
What's that faith in your country where they kind of like go on a sabbatical? Is that the Amish?
No, that's like there's a couple different ones.
Don't the Amish get a chance to be non-Amish? They go out in the real world.
Yeah, they get a chance called Rumspringer, and they get like a summer or like a year to go and try to make it in the real world. And that, they party and do all that stuff, and that convinces them that they can't survive. So then they go back to the Amish world. Yeah. And that happens when they're 16.
Yeah, well, there's a thing over here, right? There's a big fair, a big gypsy fair called Appleby Fair every year, where all the gypsy families from all over the United Kingdom congregate. But then it's also open to locals and outsiders. So I imagine if you went there, right, and you were mingling with the normal people, the gorgers, and you were mingling with the gypsy community, there'd be a chance for a gypsy fella to fall in love with an English girl. You know what I mean? And there'd be a chance for an English bloke to fall in love with a gypsy girl, and then you'd have to see where that went. You know what I mean? There is places where they could meet, like maybe on a night out, where they go clubbing when they're younger, if they're single, and they go to the clubs or the bars and you meet them. You'll definitely know what they are because they wear very bright coloured clothes.
Yeah, I've seen
They're heavily spray tanned. They have the straight back Kate Moss ponytail, big hoop earrings, heavy on the makeup, and their accent is kind of like what I've been doing. It's kind of like, they kind of talk like a bit Irish, but it's a bit muddled with the English, and it's a bit muddy. They never really enunciate and pronunciate their words. It's a bit like Pierce Brosnan's terrible Irish accent in Mobland. It's very much like that. It's guttural. It's very guttural Irish.
So it's basically like New Jersey people, basically. No, I'm kidding. But
New Jersey.
Yeah, they got the big spray hair. They got the hoop earrings. They chew the gum and all that stuff. But they got the spray tans. Now, is virginity, is that prized in the gypsy culture? Like, say, when the Amish do the Rumspringer, they go out and they party, they have sex, they do whatever they want, then they come back. Is that important to the gypsies? Like, if you dated a gypsy girl, would she have sex with you or no, or whatever? Would she want to wait till marriage? Like, are they very religious?
If she was a proper dyed-in-the-wool gypsy girl, right, there will be no sex before marriage.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Even though there's the grabbing, you know what I mean? But the reason why it's never a problem within the gypsy community, right? Because as soon as the grab's taken place, and as soon as they're 16, they're married. So there's never this great big gap. You know what I mean? They're never like, oh, we got together when we were 16, but we didn't get married until we were 21. You know,
Yeah.
so there's this 5-year gap of no sex. It's
Yeah.
basically grab, marriage, sex, kids. So there's
Wow.
never this friction. There's never
Yeah.
this friction. They're virgins, right, until they're married, and then
Okay.
on their married, and then basically they go from being they go basically to being a mother overnight. You know, they're single, then they're married, then they're a mother. That's
Wow.
basically how it goes. And within a blink of an eye, they'll start having kids as soon as they're married because they have sex on their wedding night.
And they're pregnant.
No contraception because they're Catholic. They could be straight out of the gate, and then she's pregnant, and then once the first pregnancy's done, there's a second, the third, the fourth. It's
Yeah.
it's like a very rigid structure, but it is a family structure.
Yeah.
And of course, if they're true gypsies, they're always moving around from site to site. They never stay in one place too long.
Now, and the gypsy women, they take care of the house completely and take care of the man, right? It's a very,
Yeah.
they have very clearly defined gender roles. So the woman
No
cleans
work.
everything. Yeah, she cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the kids, and then the gypsy man is expected to go out and run the hustles, like redo the asphalt on the driveways, or run the scams,
Yeah, they
or
do
make
driveways, building
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
or make the
So-
money or whatever.
The most famous gypsy you probably know on your side of the pond is Tyson Fury. Tyson
Okay.
Fury met his wife Paris at a very young age. They got married, and Tyson Fury's had a ton of kids. Tyson Fury is the breadwinner. He's the boxer. He earns the money. You know what I mean? And Paris stays at home, and she runs the house.
Yeah,
She puts food on the table. You know, she keeps a clean house. It's very important for gypsies to keep a clean house.
Yeah.
Gypsies do not like animals, like
Okay.
cats and dogs. They see cats and dogs a lot like Muslims, dirty. You know what I
Okay.
mean? They see animals as dirty. They go, they're dirty. Where'd you get the cat and the dog? Where'd you get the cat and the dog on the sofa? It's dirty. They're disgusting. They're shitting all over the place. I keep a clean house. I don't
mean,
like
what-
animals. It's dirty.
in all fairness, the dog did shit on your tracksuit. You know what I'm saying?
They do not like. They keep a clean. So it's very old fashioned in that respect. The
Yeah.
woman is the wife. She is the mother. She is the carer. She is the protector. She runs the household, and it's the man's responsibility to go out, work till his back breaks, and earn enough money to raise the
Damn.
family. So then you can start the next generation. Because as soon as your children, like Paris and Tyson's daughter, I think,
Yeah.
she is getting married. She as soon as she turns 16, she's getting married. So they'll be expecting grandchildren soon. You know what I mean?
Wow,
I think she's found herself a bit of a wide boy. I think
Okay.
because I've seen him on Crime World. I think he's half a gangster. He's a bit
Oh.
of a wide boy criminal. And I
Okay.
think one of Paris's daughters is like Paris and Tyson's daughter is 16, and I think they're going to get married as soon as possible. So they'll be
Wow.
they'll be grandparents in their 30s. You know what I mean? They'll be
Bro,
grandparents in their 30s.
That's the way it should be, though. It's so crazy that the Western culture has delayed family development until like the woman's in her 30s. So at most she can get 1 or 2 kids, and that's it. And then it also pushes the impact of the grandparents back into their 60s and 70s, which is terrible. It would be awesome to have such a 3-level or maybe even 4-level family, because at that point you could have great grandparents, bro. That would be crazy. Shout out to Mr. Jeeky in the chat. Just saw you pop in here. What's up, bro? Good to see you. But I was
Well,
going to ask you.
You know what gypsy culture is?
What?
You're always talking about this, but gypsy culture is a Renaissance culture.
Yeah.
And you know why? Gypsy culture, right, was always protected and insulated because gypsies play outside of the law. They
Yeah.
play outside of the government. They don't play by any societal rules. They march to the beat of their own drum. So when the culture changed, and it was like they brought in woke, and they told women that they should take the role of a man. They should go out, they should get a job, they should aspire to have a long career into their 40s, they should forego marriage and children. That never affected gypsy culture because gypsy culture is set in stone and it's out the boundaries of government and law. They get
Yeah.
a caravan and they travel up and down the country. They earn money through doing building, doing driveways. They're duckers and divers. Some of them are criminals. Some of them do illegal fly tipping. These people have got their fingers in all kinds of pies and they know all kinds of people up and down the country. And you
Wow.
can never get them because they're never in one place for too long. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not like they're paying taxes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
yeah.
not like they're paying national insurance. It's not
Right.
like they're paying. The government can't impose their will on them. They impose their will. These are our rules. These are our people. We live by our traditions. So
Yeah.
they're like the white. They're like the one white culture that can't be fucked with. I'll
Yeah.
tell you another person who won't fuck with the Irish and won't fuck with the Gypsies. Muslims.
Yeah.
Muslims wouldn't dare fuck with the Irish or fuck with the Muslim, fuck with Gypsies, because they will come out second best.
Yeah.
Most people will come out second best because these people know no limits. They're
Wow.
batshit crazy, and if you fuck with their family, there isn't a place on earth that you can hide.
Well, see
They
that
will
that
find
sounds.
you.
Yeah, that sounds like the answer right there. I mean, like you make a tight knit community. That's the answer to all our government issues. You know, the Western world has really swallowed this bitter pill of isolationism, of breaking the family up, of not having a fully integrated 3 generational family, and it's bullshit. And we're seeing the effects of it now from the '60s till today. But the Gypsies, the Amish, I mean, that seems like it's the way to go. Now, James, I have a question. Are those gypsies the same kind of gypsies you see running scams and pickpocketing, or are they different groups of people? Are they the same people, different people? I don't know.
If you're thinking about Europe, they're kind of like Romany gypsies. You know,
Yeah.
the ones that you see. You know, like if you were looking at like an old Russian woman, they're very, very tan, didn't they? They look dirty faced. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They got that tan, and they're very craggy. They're like thieves and vagabonds and scumbags. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
don't really have any rules or morals. You know, they're kind of like they pulled a scam on you, like the one they did with me when I was in Paris. Right, one distracts you, like talks to you, and the other one they put one of these like little bracelets around you, and then
Yeah.
they shake you down for 30. They shake you down for like 20, 30 euros.
Yeah.
But when you say fuck off, take it off me, I'm not paying. Right,
Yeah.
they'll pull a knife on you.
Yeah.
You know, there's no honour in them. They aren't
Yeah.
an honourable people. But when you're talking about Irish gypsies, the
Okay.
Irish gypsies are very honourable. They're very traditional. They're very clean. They run a nice house. They're family orientated. You know what they want though. They just want to be left alone to live their life on their terms, and they won't fuck with you if you don't fuck with them. But the moment you start to impose your will on them, then you will see what type of people they are. They're the type of people, they will bend, but they won't break. They won't have anyone put it on them. They won't have anyone put it on their families. And they won't have anyone try to change their lifestyle. Like if you said, like you take the Native Americans, right? You wanted to like take them off, you wanted to put them on reservations, didn't you? You wanted them to stop roaming the land. Woe betide you if you tell the gypsies that they suddenly got to live in a semi-detached house, and you're going to take away their ability to have caravans and roam up and down the United Kingdom. Then you'll see the mother of all backlashes, because that's their life, that's their tradition, and they will live by that tradition until they die, and they will pass that tradition onto the next generations of their family. That's the legacy that they leave. They leave
Yeah.
a legacy of freedom and to live their life on their own terms.
Wow. Paulo G in the chat, he says it's like the Irish travelers in Georgia. I'm guessing that's Georgia the country, not Georgia the state. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Hobo Chili recipe says the babushkas. Yeah, that's the grandmother, the Russian
The old
grandmother.
Russian grandmothers, they're the craggy faced
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. He also says, we America tried that with the Trail of Tears, and that didn't work out so well. Yeah, the Trail of Tears is, for those who don't know, is a situation where we drug the Indians all the way across the United States, made them march, basically, and they all died. We forced them off their land into a reservation, I think from like back east, like Georgia somewhere. We forced them out into like the New Mexico or something like that, and they had to walk all that way, and a lot of them died, if you can imagine that. That's crazy. Oh no, Paulo
And
G says,
they're all alcoholics to run casinos now. It's a mad legacy,
yeah, we couldn't break them until we gave them money and gambling and casinos. Yeah, now they're broken. Paul says, no, that's in the U.S. They actually have Irish travelers in the U.S. Wow, that's incredible. I'd like to check that out. King Yeti says, that was in Oklahoma. The Trail of Tears was in Oklahoma. Yes, we definitely have that kind of stuff right here. That's crazy. So they're not the same group of people, but do they like interact with each other, do you think, or do they kind of stay to themselves? The two types of gypsies, like the Romney gypsies and then the Irish kind of gypsies.
it's a funny thing because the thing about gypsy culture is like it's very family orientated. But when it's very family orientated, there is all the things family feuds. So you find that like there'll be clans, and there'll be families, and there'll be families that are connected via marriage, right?
Yeah.
But there'll be other families that are also connected by marriage, and feuds will start between the families. You know, it's a very funny thing. It's all blood and loyalty. You know,
Wow.
it reminds me of what Italians used to be like.
Yeah,
So take
yeah.
when my family were in Rome, and it's still very much the same. If you take, I wouldn't necessarily say the Sicilians because the Sicilians are treacherous and very cutthroat.
That's what I hear.
They will kill anyone who moves. You know what I mean? But if you take the mafia in Calabria, the 'Ndrangheta is basically a mafia that's based around family. The only way that you can be in a clan is by blood or by marriage.
Okay.
You cannot be in a clan unless you're blood or marriage. So they very much take the old school. But a lot of the Italians that went over to America, they just ended up being fanukes. You know what I mean? They're like that idiot, you know, Fanone. You know,
Yeah.
I made that comment. I say, who's the biggest idiot out of the Italian Americans this week? Was it Michael Fanone or was it Chris Cuomo? Because they were going, hey, tough guy. You know, I'm tough guy. I'm Italian American, you know. My name's Chris Cuomo, you know. Hey, what? It was the guy that he was mugging off. I can't remember who he was mugging off, Cuomo.
Yeah, that
It was,
Cuomo guy, he's a nut, bro. That guy's crazy.
He was mugging off someone, wasn't he? Scott Jennings. He was mugging off Scott Jennings, wasn't he, from CNN? Because Scott Jennings said, there's some twink was telling him that he couldn't say illegal aliens. And he was like, Scott Jennings was going, how are you going to police my speech? And he was like, hey, tough guy, this is Chris Cuomo here. You know my brother? We're tough guy Italian Americans. If you ever talk to me like that, I'll beat the shit out of you. What you going to do? You can't talk to me like that. And then you had Fanone, didn't you? Fanone was in a setting, right? Fanone was in a setting where it was like a proper committee, and he kept going like this, wanker, arsehole, fuck it,
Yeah.
and he kept like doing that. And then he got up and he got into some bald guy's face, and he was like, who the fuck are you? I'm Michael fucking Fanone, love by the left. I could take you outside and beat the fuck out of you. Yeah. I'm Italian American. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you have no vestige of Italian blood in your body. I don't know what you are. I don't know if you're American, but you're fucking like New York, Jersey. You ain't no Italian. I tell you, if you went over to Italy, right, you would see a real Italian, and they put you through the fucking street if you took that attitude with them. They take you somewhere, and no one would ever find you again. You'd be buried in a field in Calabria, and there'd just be fertilizer put on top of you.
Yeah.
You can't speak. The way they speak in America, you could never get away with speaking like that in Europe to
Yeah.
Italians,
Yeah, yeah.
or who are traditional, who have remained Italian. They haven't had that blood mix, or
Yeah.
you couldn't do that to a clannish Irish person.
Ah.
You know, who's very stuck in the family. They're connected by blood and marriage, and they're feuding with other people that are connected by blood and marriage.
Yeah.
This is serious shit. And people like Cuomo, they really like to play into that Italian American tough guy thing. And it's so silly. It's a weird thing. As someone who's got Italian blood, that whenever I see a guy in the movies go, hey guy, I'm fucking Italian American. You know, I could beat the fucking shit out of you. Who says that? I've never
Yeah.
gone up to someone, right, and said, hey guy, don't ever talk to me like that because I could beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. No, facts. That's crazy, bro. We definitely need to get the family reintegrated here in America, and you know, we got to have families like that. You know, the West needs to refocus on families, get away from this, you know, strong, independent. You know,
Grandparents in your 30s.
yeah,
Grandparents in your 30s.
exactly. That's how it should be. Hey James, I got a question. How long do the pikers? How long have they been coming through there? Like people who own the land. How long have they seen the caravans come and like stop on the land and then move on? Has it been like 100 years? Has it been 50
Centuries,
years?
mate. Centuries, mate. As old as time, mate.
Wow.
As old as like, as long as you can trace back Ireland, and as long as you can trace back Irish blood, you can trace back some form of gypsy.
Yeah.
Because Irish are like Italians. They have a very, very strong independent streak. You know,
Yeah.
and within that independent streak, they want to live their life on their own terms. You know, think about the evolution of caravans. A lot of gypsy caravans used to look like wagons. You know, like your wagons. You know, when you were doing like the trail,
Yeah.
and you know you're in the old west, and they used to be beautifully painted,
Yeah.
very traditional. And a lot of gypsies. Do you know fairgrounds? You have fairgrounds in America, don't you?
Yeah, we have fairgrounds.
There
Yeah.
is, there is a subsection of gypsies that run travelling fairgrounds. So they will
Okay.
go around. They will go around the country and they will do like dodgems and shit like
Yeah.
that, and they will do Wurlitzers, and they will do all kind of like shooting fish out of a barrel and stuff like that, where you can win a teddy bear and stuff like that. There'll be all kinds of stuff like that. Or if you go to like holiday camps, they might be run by gypsies and stuff
Wow.
like that. So there's all kinds of different subsets of them. But as
Wow.
long as there's been Irish people of independent means, of independent ways, and independent blood, and you know they didn't want to have like the government over them, and they
Yeah.
wanted to live a traveller life. They've been around for time immemorial.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love their spirit. I love how they how they've embraced life and how they kept their family. Of course, I don't love all the scams and all that stuff, but I
Schemes
understand.
and scams. Like,
Yeah, they're big scammers. Hobo Chili Recipe says, yeah, they have travelers in Georgia and North Florida. There's a big gypsy population up in the panhandle of Jacksonville. I did not know that. That's crazy. Let's see what else we got right here. We got the Curly says Oregon Trail, but different. Yeah, it's the Oregon. Yeah,
that's
the
what
Oregon.
I was trying to think of the game. You know, where you had the wagon, and I
Yeah.
was trying to think of that game, but like sometimes I'm getting old, my mind just fucking fails me. But like they used to have like the thing that we've lost, right? Like you were talking about the things that we're losing. We're losing a lot of people that do trades. So you
Okay.
remember, like we haven't got a lot of plumbers. We haven't got a lot of electricians because everyone wants to do the fancy Dan jobs. You know what I mean? No one wants to do a trade, even though you get good money. But the gypsies, right? They were very good traditional. You'll enjoy this as an artist. They were very good traditional sign writers. So
Okay.
have you ever seen traditional sign writing?
Yeah.
And you know, like the old, like the freak shows where they used
Yeah.
to paint the big on canvases. They used to paint the big stuff on that. That all comes from old gypsy sign writers, and it was like very traditional. And the thing is, we're kind of losing that. And that was one of the things they used to be really good at. It would be passed down from father to son to grandson, because it would always go through the man of the family, not necessarily the daughter. The daughter would be married off at 16.
Yeah, that's his trade, of course. That's how he's going to provide for his family in the next generation. And it makes complete sense. Hobo Chili Recipe says, James, don't forget about the Camorra. Even the Sicilians don't fuck with the Camorra. Who are the Camorra?
Yeah,
Who
in
are
the
the Camorra?
South. You know, you should watch the TV show Gomorrah. I've said this once, I've said this twice, I've said this thrice, said it a million times. The greatest TV show of all time is Gomorrah. And if you
Okay.
want to know about the Camorra, and if you want to know about the mafia in the South in Naples, you know the saying, don't you? See Naples and die. It isn't just a slogan, right? You know, if you used to go to the La Vella, the estate where Gomorrah was filmed, you wouldn't want to go out there at night because these people, you'd see all the little like junior mafia guys going around on scooters because they'd be the lookout for all the drugs that they were running.
Oh.
These people are serious people, but I would
Yeah.
say in Italy right now, I would say, because the Ndrangheta are worldwide, they're all over Europe and everywhere. They're the number one cocaine dealers in the world,
Yeah.
the Ndrangheta. So I would say the Ndrangheta are number one. I'd say the Camorra are two, and the Sicilian Mafia are three. But apparently, according to Gene Borello, the Italian Americans are making a comeback.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
hope.
He says a lot of tough guys are getting out of prison. A lot
Yeah.
of murderers, a lot of killers, a lot of hard cases. So we'll see.
Oh, fantastic! I hope it does. Shout out to Dr. Till. We got Dr. Till in the chat. That's his music we were playing on the intro. So go check Dr. Till out. Go give him a
He's
follow.
Irish, and is he a Jippo?
I think he's Irish. Is he a Jippo? He might be a Jippo. I don't know.
Mersh might be a Jippo as well. He's
Yeah,
Irish. He might
Mersh
a
could
Jippo.
be, yeah. I know Dr. Till's a little bit of a rock star. If you ever heard him play the guitar, he's a monster on it. He's saying this is making him want to watch Snatch again. Yeah, I love Snatch. I got it right over there on the rack. I got the DVD Blu-ray.
I was thinking, Vito reminds me. You know, we always talk about Vito.
Tyrone, does he remind you of Tyrone?
Tyrone, isn't he?
Yes,
Vito is
yes.
Tyrone, yeah.
Vito is Tyrone.
Yes, Vito is Tyrone.
It was an awkward angle. It was an awkward angle, isn't it?
Of course I am.
Of course I am.
he has that Tyrone attitude, doesn't he? Where he comes on, right, and he's like the biggest excuse maker in the world. He's like, yeah. He's like, Vito, you should do like a sketch or something as Vito playing Tyrone. That would be hilarious.
Bro, that would be hilarious. Yeah,
Vito as Tyrone. He
I'm
would
gonna
get a
do.
kick out of it as well.
Yeah.
He'd probably he'd be so impressed. He'd be like, I'll give you whatever you want to do a cover for Super Killer 2.
Yeah. No, I'll do him. I'll make him Tyrone for sure. And I'm working on making an intro for our show, the Bruv show, where it's the intro to Snatch. I'm figuring out how to do all that on the DaVinci Resolve and all that good stuff. So I'm really excited. I love that movie. So Dr.
I
Till.
only just found out how to work to do clip on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to send you that clip, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, how the fuck do you clip on YouTube? So
Yeah.
I went like this, because I'm a bit of a dumb fuck sometimes. I
Yeah.
go, how do you clip on YouTube?
No,
right?
I
So
do
go,
the same
right,
thing. I do the same
like
thing.
that, right? So then I'm like this, right? I've got to get 10 seconds. So how do I do this? Right, I've got to put in the number. I'm like, this is like a retard trying to fucking do. It's like a monkey. Can you imagine having a monkey on the typewriter?
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck am I going to clip this? I'm half an idiot. But I managed to do it and I sent it to you. And I was
No,
like,
yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised when you sent it to me. Well, it really, it helps me. It helps me out because I don't have to look through the whole video. But it's so imposing that I've dedicated my Sundays to getting better with the tech stuff. Trying to level it up. I still got to make the virtual camera
you
input.
want to know another fun thing, right? I got
Yeah,
the
what you
thing
got?
from Amazon today. You know when they give you the email updates, right? This
Yeah.
is how dumb they are, right? I ordered the phone at the same time as I ordered the headphones to go with the
Yeah.
phone, right?
Yeah.
And they go, and it's supposed to be coming on Sunday. So they send me an email. They go, yeah, we sent out your headphones. And I'm like, yeah, well, what about the fucking phone, you idiots? I need the phone. The headphones are no good without the phone, you dumb fuck.
Yeah,
what am
yeah,
I going to do? I was
Yeah.
planning to spend my Sunday sticking
Yeah.
all the apps on there, getting logged in and fitting it out. And now
Yeah.
it's all fucked. I've just got to have these headphones to play with.
Yeah, facts. So Paulo G says in the chat, Carnies, Dr. Till, you got to watch that Snatch, and he says that's here too, but we call them meatheads, or I think it's meatheads, or I don't know what the hell that shit is. Curly says it pervades all venues, facts, okay, and all people. What were you gonna say, James?
Does he mean meth heads?
Yeah, that's what he means, meth heads. My bad. Bro. When you see it in words, you're just trying to move down as fast as possible. I'm like, my bad. Hobo Chili Recipe says in Tampa, they have one of the biggest fairground tribes in Gibston. It's home of the Carnival Carnies. Yeah, the Carnies.
Yeah.
Now, are the Carnies like related to the gypsies and all that kind of stuff, or are they just like white people who fell out of society? What are your thoughts?
I would be
James?
absolutely shocked, right? I would be absolutely shocked if these people all ain't cousins, right?
Yeah.
It's just like the Italians. You find out, right, you've got all these cousins. And you know what the funny thing is, right? When it's Irish, they're all named Michael. And when it's the
Yeah.
Italians, they're all named fucking Michael. You know what I mean? They all got the same name. You know,
Yeah.
it's that scene. You know that scene in,
Yeah.
what is it, Goodfellas, where
Yeah.
they're at the wedding and she go, and they collecting the money and they go around, this is Paulie, and this is little Paulie, and this
Yeah.
is big Paulie, and this is Uncle Paulie, and this is cousin Paulie, and this is cousin Mickey, and there's Mickey, and there's Johnny, and there's the other Johnny. And you know what I mean? They're all called Paulie, Mickey, and Johnny. It's the same with my family. They all got the same fucking name. They're all
Yeah.
like fucking Dominic, Domenico. They're all the
Yeah.
fucking same. They're all Paul. They're all Michael. They're all the fucking same.
Well, if it's broke, don't fix it. Also, it keeps you in the clan, in the tribe. Helps to identify everybody. Dr. Till says he is Irish. Northern Irish is in his blood. So, yeah, he could be a Jippo. I don't know. Go subscribe to Dr. Till. Darren just dropped a link in the chat. That's fantastic. Thank you, D-Wag. Appreciate that, bro. D-Wag says, Vito's not black, though. Well, he is Italian. That's close enough, right? Or is that, no? What are we talking about?
Universal. He's one of those black Italians that I keep hearing about. I said that to someone once.
It was a funny angle. Yeah,
I said that to a guy right on here that was a Nazi.
right.
He was talking to Salk and Salk's wife.
Yeah.
And he was insulting Salk's wife, and Salk took umbrage to it.
Yeah.
And I jumped in because I thought it was funny. And he was going, he's like, I'm Aryan, I'm proud Irish. And I said, well, I said, you're probably black Irish. There's probably some black blood in there from somewhere. You're probably related to the lead singer of Thin Lizzy. And he went fucking mental. He was going, there is no such thing as black Irish. There's never been black Irish. And I said, mate, you want to get yourself over to Ireland now, I said. There's more blacks, Africans, and Muslims than you can shake a stick at, because the Irish government, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing more than white Irish Catholics. They hate them with a passion,
That is
and they are
facts.
flooding the market. And the gypsies are the only ones who are living on the outskirts that they can't rein in. They
Yeah.
can't. They're not marrying black people. They're not marrying out of their faith. They're not marrying out of their culture, and it drives the Irish establishment crazy.
Yeah, the gypsies are going to make it, aren't they? They're going to survive.
They're going
gonna
to be the sole survivors of
They're
white
gonna make
culture.
it.
White
Yeah.
culture will go through gypsies.
Yeah. Kobo Chili Recipe says, so who's Goldie? The boy Yardie? I don't know if he's saying a movie line or if you know what he's talking about.
Yeah, Goldie's a drum and bass artist who was in. He was in. Was he in? He was with Tyrone, wasn't he, Goldie?
Yeah,
He was with Tyrone.
Yeah.
And Lenny, and the geezer that was in The Walking Dead, Lenny something. What's his name?
Yeah. Or Lemmy. Was it Lemmy? I can't remember. But King Yeti says, hell yeah, he's looking forward to it. Let's go. I'm just going down the chat. Carrie C, shout out to you in the chat. She says, boys. And she says, James looking handsome today in his tracksuit. Let's fucking go.
I can't help it. I'm just appealing to all these women.
That's
They go,
about
look
the-
at this idiot.
That's
They're
the third.
lovable. They want to adopt me because I'm lovable. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's the third compliment you've gotten today, James. Don't let that get your head too big, okay? That's kind of crazy. But yeah, no.
Do you think if I get compliments, my hair will grow back?
Yeah, no, it's possible. I don't know, but no, I think that's what's going to happen. Are the Amish going to survive? The Gypsies are going to survive. Of course, the Muslims are going to survive. They'll probably go back to wherever they're at. But we really got that crazy thing going on. We got that the storm of the economics right now. We got the silver hitting triple digits, bro. Is that crazy? Are people in England talking about this, James, or is that no big deal?
Well, I haven't heard much about it, but I was saying to you off screen that the thing about our government is they're useless and stupid, especially left-wing Labour governments. So back when we were in our pomp in the 90s, and I made a video about this earlier, that how we seem to be getting back to a bit of 90s culture, which is my vibe because I like it. But in the 90s, when we were really rocking under Labour and the Blair and Brown government, Gordon Brown, the Chancellor in Exchequer, he decided to sell all our gold and silver reserves at the lowest possible price because he was a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So we have no gold and silver reserves now at the government level.
So are people talking about that, or is nobody really talking about it?
I haven't really heard about it. I think it's an
American-centric
storyline because of China. The things we're talking about because of China, we're talking about the Chagos Islands because, that has American interest with the Diego Garcia. So, Donald Trump's kind of put the finger on Keir Starmer and said, look, please pause the deal because when you hand it over to Mauritius, and by handover, I mean we're giving it back to Mauritius, who never had any ownership over it, and it's going to cost us over 10 billion, I think.
Yeah.
Because we want to keep our military base on there, but the problem is the Mauritius have already got a deal going. With China, so China are going to be there.
Yeah.
And we've also got that super embassy with the Chinese that's going to be built above all our communication cables, so they're going to be spying on all our communications. And then we've also got China and Russia interest in Greenland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the problem is, once Donald Trump insulted our soldiers and basically said all the English-British soldiers were dog shit and they never really contributed in any recent war, everyone in the United Kingdom is now united around their hatred of Donald Trump. So.
Yeah. Where's Miami John when you need him? We could really talk some politics right now. Shout out to Miami John wherever he's at. I saw him in the chat earlier. Shout out to Riley Clipiverse. He's in the chat. He says it's 18 degrees and snowing here in Kentucky. Got your package before it picked up too bad.
I'm going to sound smart here, but
Fantastic.
It says China's buying power has played a significant role in supporting silver's bullish outlook. So it's all
true.
to do with the Chinese and their buying power.
Well, also, China produces, I think 60% of the world's silver, and they just cut it off to the West, so that's pretty crazy.
I think that's why Donald Trump wants to carve up Ukraine and wants to carve up Greenland because he wants the raw materials, doesn't he? He's on the hunt for that.
I agree with you, and I'll tell you my theory in a second. But D-Wag says James looks like his favorite sandwich is the club sandwich. His favorite club is the sandwich. So he's giving you the business right there. Carrie C says, Lord only knows what we have, whatever became of investigating Fort Knox. Yeah, we were supposed to do the audit on Fort Knox where we kept all of America's gold, and Trump really kind of, banged the drum about that, but then it just went away, much like the Epstein files. Professor Grass says he's at 6 degrees right now where he's at, and it's snowing like crazy. Colonel Zaid says, hail Kentucky, what's up, Riley? Shout out to Riley. The real Phil, Professor Grass says it's -2 with wind chill. Big B Trucker says there's a lot of minerals in Greenland, and it makes sense. I think what Greenland's going to do, I think that's going to be the source or the location where they want to build all of the AI data centers personally. But going back to what you were saying about China, James, and the output in the silver, I think they want to have a multi-pole kind of hegemony in the world. They want to have not just America anymore, but they want to break it up and have each different region have the power in that region. They want to make China in the Asian. They want to make a North American united front. They want to make a European with the EU united front, and then a Russia united front. And that's what they want to have, a multi-polarity type of global government system. And I think that's what's going on. The question I have is, do you think, James, or do you guys think that silver will go down from $100 back down to where it was, maybe at like $30, $50, $60, $70? Or do you think it'll go up to $300 or $1,000 like some people are predicting? Everybody in the chat, drop your thoughts about how high you think silver will go per ounce in the chat. James, do you have any thoughts on that?
What goes up must come down, right? That's the old adage, isn't it? What goes up must go. I think China are an amazing country for manipulating. They've managed to manipulate our government because they couldn't manipulate when it was a right-wing government, because right-wing governments are very hawkish when it comes to China, isn't it? You've got like Republicans who are very hawkish towards China. You've got conservatives in this country that are very hawkish towards China. But China, as soon as a left-wing government gets in, they play all their hands. They managed to get the Chagos was on the table straight away. They said to Keir Starmer, you can come and have a state visit in 2028 and we will sign all the deals that you need because we know your country's struggling financially. So we will give you the financial support to sustain your country in the short and medium term if we are allowed access to the Chagos behind the back door. We are also allowed to build the super embassy in London so we can consolidate the 7 embassies that we've got. We know it's going to be above your communication cables and everyone's going to think that we're going to spy on you. But I promise, hand on heart, we won't spy on you. Even though they're going to spy on all of Europe. And they basically, and the one that really got me, because we have a very good relationship with the people in Hong Kong. A lot of Hong Kongers come over here to study and work. And we have this good back and forth, and our students go over there. But Keir Starmer's been very hands off with Hong Kong. So I think if China make a play for Hong Kong, I don't think you will see us intervene or say anything. It won't be the rush of blood to the head when Trump was going, oh yeah, we're going into Greenland. And we'd be like, we will defend the 55,000 people in Greenland to our last breath. Yeah. If China made a move on Hong Kong with Russian backing, I don't think you would see a peep from Europe or from England and Britain. Well, I think they're basically manipulating and manoeuvring because they've got that kind of mind, haven't they? Yeah. You know what I mean? They see, and I think America have got a lot of debt with China, haven't they? Yeah. America got a lot of debt with China, so you're kind of in hock. We're in hock to the Chinese, and if one day they say they can basically make us do what we want, like a pawn on the chessboard, because what if they just call in our debt? Yeah. If they call in our debt, we're fucked. Yeah. I don't think you'll be fucked, but we'll be proper fucked.
Yeah, just like in Snatch. Oh, you mean proper fucked? Yeah, proper fucked.
Proper fucked. Yeah, proper fucked.
No, I agree with you on that. We'll see here. Riley says he's not looking forward to the temperature dropping more, but it will today. I'll join you in a soon. Oh, yeah, Riley, come on if you want. We'll chat about the storm. We'll talk about it in a minute. Let's see where he got. Santa must have such good tech. Curly saying Santa must have great tech if he's going to fly around North Pole and all that kind of stuff. King Yeti says it's all about the Greater America Project and making us a technocracy. Completely agree with that, King Yeti. I saw that, the map of the world zones that they want to push everybody to. They want to erase the borders, and now they want to have world zones ruled by the data, thus the AI data centers. That's what it's really all about. Riley says, absolutely, that's the goal with Greenland. Chicagoland is running out of space for data centers. Yeah, facts. So they're going to put them up in Greenland. Also, it's so cold up there, they'll be able to use that to help keep them
Well, they were
cool.
talking about, it's a silly thing, but like, they were talking about the PlayStation 6, weren't they? And they were talking about the PlayStation 6 is going to be delayed indefinitely because they can't get the chips, to make the fucking console. So
Yeah.
I think they were looking at 2027, 2028, but they reckon it might drag to 2030 or something.
Bro, that's such bullshit. They just don't want people to have the powerful ability to have their own LLM in their house. They don't want people. They want people to have to subscribe and pay a subscription service. They don't want you to build a machine in your house, bro. Think about it. The DDR RAM, that's all silicone. We got silicone all over the world, bro. We got sand everywhere. So they could make that shit. They just don't want to. They want to price the consumer market so that we have to subscribe to it and pay a subscription
I'm
fee.
never really following this shit too diligently.
Yeah.
I'm usually
No.
watching the football or looking at porn on the internet. You know
No.
what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm a
facts.
simple kind of man.
No,
How
facts.
can I find time to do all this really intelligent stuff
Right.
when I'm watching football, watching porn, and eating and drinking?
Yeah.
I don't have the time. I just
Yeah.
don't have the time.
Well, you gotta be happy about it. You just gotta be like the Jippos, you know what I'm saying? But what I was trying to say is they want you to own nothing and be happy. That's their motto, and they want that to be in everything. Okay, they want to basically parasite your energy off of your life and take it for themselves, and then keep you locked in until you decide to check out. That's what's going on. We got Professor Grass in the chat. He says he thinks silver will hit 120 per ounce and then drop like a rock. Boy, I hope not. I hope it stays up. Now the question has it already been compressed? Has it already been? Have they kept the price of silver down, or is this just something that they're trying to push it up and make it go on a run to try to get people to buy in and then absorb their money? Much like they did in with the real estate over in China. They had a big real estate bubble that popped that consumed a lot of the wealth from the Chinese families. King Yeti says it will go back under 100, but it will climb back up higher than it is now. Very interesting. I might be partial to that. I kind of think you're right.
Usually the whims of Donald Trump, isn't it? Donald Trump can wake up at 4 a.m, say something on Truth Social, and then the markets go up and down according to what he said, depending on how he feels on any given day. It's a weird old thing, isn't it? It's like the one thing I never got, and I never get about your country and how they get away with it, is the Democrat politicians and their insider trading. I have no fucking
my
idea
God.
how when they go into Parliament, right, this really, we've got it on a small scale in this country, but very small because you're dealing with a smaller canvas. But in your country, I don't know how you can be an immigrant, a legal immigrant like Ilhan Omar, and you have no money and you're a poveretto. And then suddenly you've got 30 million in your bank and no one says anything or questions it. It's like, how do you accumulate that on a public servant's salary? How?
Facts.
You've been cheating the system.
Always. We got Riley in the chat. He says Professor Grass and him agree. He may be 140, and then it'll go back down. It's being pushed up right now. Now, speaking of Riley, we also got Riley on stream. What's up, Riley? Good to see you, bro. How's it going in Kentucky, man? Is it freezing there? What's going
I
on?
opened the door, but I guess you can't really see it. I was hoping you could see the snow. It's snowing so hard you can't see it snowing.
It's so white. Yeah, you can't really see it.
Yeah, the
it's
camera won't
crazy.
even participate.
yeah. But bro, I'm glad you got that package. I was kind of worried about it, like it was going to get lost in like the snowstorm. But is everybody freaking out back there? What's going on?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, we're in a part of Kentucky that doesn't usually get a lot of snow. We're southeast Kentucky, and so everybody panicked and drove around, and somebody blew a transformer out yesterday, so I didn't have internet until like 3 or 4 p.m.
Oh, bro, that's
and
crazy.
And it didn't even snow yet. Now that it's snowing, hopefully everybody stays the fuck inside.
Yeah.
Maybe if I walk over there, it'll adjust towards it more. But I also have the normal camera mode on, so I can show
you're fine.
everybody
You're fine.
what you sent me.
You're fine. I could see the blizzard back there. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I could totally see it. But no, I remember when I lived in Kentucky, bro. I lived in Kentucky for about 2 years. Went to high school back there, my junior and senior year. And bro, if it even sleeted on the ground, we would have a snow day. You absolutely love it. Oh, there you go. There you go. That looks fire. Yeah. I'm glad you finally got that, bro. I had to put that in the mail to you. Yeah, that's watercolor. I think it's 12 by 18. Yeah, it looks fantastic. So yeah, you got to get that framed up, put that on the wall, bro. A little bit of clippa action going on there, but crazy. But yeah, it was so it would rain just a little bit, and the Kentucky people would just freak out about if it turned to ice, if it turned to snow. And I lived out in the country, and so we would have snow days all the time. That was the best thing about Kentucky that I love, man. Snow days left, right, and center. But are people? Do you have all the food? Are you good? Is everybody like stealing all the toilet paper so that they can wipe their butt and all that stuff? Riley, what do you think?
I don't have a car, so I have no idea. I haven't been able to participate outside of my little part of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I definitely have no kind of supplies at all.
Okay. So
I'll keep everybody updated.
You're gonna
if
raw
it becomes
dog.
really fun, yeah. If it becomes like an apocalypse arc for me, I'll tweet about it. I'll live tweet my death.
Yeah, you're gonna raw dog bareback that blizzard, bro.
Yeah.
You'll be raiding the next door neighbor or whatever. Be like, bro, help me out. Hook a bro up, man. So
I'll say it's the first time in 4 years of living here where my heater can't compete with outside.
Oh, damn.
The heat's been on for like 3 days. I turned it on to 75 the other day, knowing that it'd be like real cold here.
Yeah.
And because it's now something like 15 degrees outside, it's like 68 in here.
Wow.
I should probably shut that door. Hold on.
I was gonna say, have you tried lighting your house on fire? Yeah, that won't work. But no, so yeah, he's in the predator mode over there. He's got the predator eyeball going on. But I wanted Riley, when you get back, I wanted to ask you a quick question. So has everybody been like hustling, bustling around? Like, have you felt the energy in the air or on the news? I'm sure everybody on the news is like freaking out, like it's the storm of the century and all that stuff.
Well, I'm finding out all of my normie news from my neighbors who are freaking out about it. But the thing is, they've been freaking out about it since like Thursday.
Yeah.
Wednesday. So I'm like, well, when's it gonna happen?
Yeah.
I keep looking outside. I'm like, it's not even snowing yet.
Yeah.
People are knocking things over downtown. Like, cause from my house up on the hill, I can see over the downtown. So I saw the little accident they had to deal with yesterday. There were a bunch of lights down there, and some idiot just panicking to go get his underwear and his toilet paper for the weekend.
Yeah. Now, Riley, do you think that this is a lot of conspiracy people say that like it's a chemtrail thing, like it's organized, or do you think this is like just a natural kind of storm? What are your thoughts on that? Or do you have any thoughts on that? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to keep that?
Space Jews.
Yeah, space Jews. Is that what's going on? Is it the gypsies doing this? I mean, are they trying to get like make money? Shoveling the driveway of snow? Is that what the big scam is? So they have all this money coming in?
I don't know, man. It's doesn't this just happen? Like, what isn't this like? Because El Nino happened like 9 years ago.
Okay, it could. I don't know.
Like one of those big every 10 years you get like a stupid cold front.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've only lived through like 10 years.
Yeah,
I'm 27, so I haven't hit my third 10 year yet.
Well, I mean, a big shocker to people. It is supposed to snow in the winter, so that's normal.
Winter, facts.
The winter does get cold. Yeah, facts. But
it's minus 20 degrees in Minneapolis. I'm glad I'm not up there right now. People's pasta's freezing in the air.
Oh yeah, I heard they have exploding trees and all that stuff. They're really stoked about that. We had Professor
up in
Grass.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, we had Professor Grass. He said, up there it's like -2 or something in the wind chill, and it's freezing. So crazy. But James, it's not that cold where you're at, -2. But it does snow. We just saw that it does snow. Isn't that right, James? Where you're at?
Yeah, the thing about us, right, we don't have the extreme weathers that you have, but we're English and we always complain about the weather.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's windy, it's too windy.
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter if it's sunny, it's too hot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter in the autumn or winter if it's cold. We complain about the weather. It's a national pastime.
Yeah.
And I love nothing more. If I wake up in the morning and I sent you that photo, didn't I? And if there's the tiniest bit of snow outside, I have a hissy fit like a little girl. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is going on? My back's stiff. You know, I'm getting old now. My back's fucking stiff. I don't want to go outside. There's no grit on the road, so the car is slaloming around because we don't prepare. We have no fucking grit. You know what I mean? So like the cars are just skating into each other because we're kind of like England is kind of like a backward society now. It's run by retards for retards. You know what I mean? It's like it's like a third world country. So I'll be. But if it's minus 40 somewhere next week, fucking heaven forbid, that must be somewhere in Scotland, the Hebrides. I feel sorry for those people, or if they're on one of the Channel Islands, they get it proper grim. You know what I mean? So I could probably get your car back for you now, Riley. My new Jippo friends probably have connections in America, so I could probably get your car back. Man.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Riley? James, he made friends with a whole big gang of gypsies this morning by returning their dog. That was
That's
pretty
awesome.
fucking. That was wild. Yeah. So he's like in good with the gypsies.
I need a car I can easily steal back though, so I got to get a Kia and then befriend the Kia boys, and then have that kind of insurance policy.
Yeah, there you go. The Kias, those are easy in, easy out. You don't even need a key for those. We got Curly in the chat. He says it was -2 today. It was 3 degrees for him. 3 days in a row. That's crazy. Big B Trucker says he read the Farmer's Almanac, same weather pattern from 100 years ago. So there you go. They didn't have space shoes 100 years ago, I don't think. So I think it was okay.
Or proof that we've always had space Jews.
That's true. We could have always had space shoes looking out over us, making sure that, we were okay. But Riley, what are your thoughts on the silver? You think silver's going crazy? You think it's going to pop off and get to 300 an ounce? Do you think it's going to fall back down to like 70, 60
140,
an ounce?
140, 150, and then it plummets, I think.
How far do you think it plummets down to?
60, 70 bucks.
Back down,
You adjust up and down, right? So if we're going to hit 140, then it's going to pop down, you get like 80. 70.
Yeah.
My dad was a gold miner.
Okay.
And I'm one of those kids whose dad had the safes full of silver and gold, and he'd talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
So that's my most educatedest guess.
Yeah. So you've been stacking, or your dad's been stacking for a long time. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My dad called me last night to tell me drunkenly that he hates me, and he's going to send me $2,000 soon because of the silver thing.
What? Okay.
It was the same conversation. It was a very complex conversation. He's
a bunch of push and pull. Is that what's going on there?
He's the kind of guy to be like, I really hate that you need money because I have some right now. I'm like, well, don't send me money then. And he's like, but silver went up. And I'm like, okay, then send me the money. But what is this?
Yeah, facts. Well, will he send you some silver? Maybe hook you up with some of that.
You know what? I should ask. He hits me up he said if it holds till February, if it goes up to 140, which is why I'm like 140, he's going to send me some cash from it. So
yeah, just be like, bro, send me some cash and also put me like maybe 100 of them fucking ounces in a duffel bag and send them over to me, bro. Come on.
How about you just send me some bars of silver,
That's bars. Now
that reminds me of my old man last week, wasn't it? I told you when the D-Wag got a bit of lemon.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think my mum watched the streams. I was like, why would you want to watch your son make an idiot out of himself? But like, she caught the stream, and then she grasped me up to my old man. He said, "Did you see that? There was some caveman-looking dude that was disrespecting James. He was getting proper lemon. He was telling him what to do and how to do it, and everything he's doing's wrong." And like, James James after an hour had just zoned out, and he wasn't really doing anything. He was just listening to it, and I was like, Mum, they're my pals. I'm not going to fuck his stream up and have a hissy fit over some geezer giving me a bit of advice. I said, Clipper's advice was good. And she goes, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about that fucking D-Wag. He was insulting you. And I go, was he? I said, I didn't even fucking notice, Mum. I was just sucking my lollipop. It was like a million miles away. He's going, yeah, he was telling you this. You never let people speak to you like that. I said, oh, maybe I'm going soft in my old age. I don't know, Mum. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I mean...
Yeah, well, the internet world is a different world, that's for sure. It's all changed upside down. It's like all inverted and all that kind of stuff. So they have different rules, and but I think you played it right. Yeah, sometimes.
Imagine his parents, innit? Imagine I'm 45 years old, and my dad's still going to me. What? You don't let him speak to you like that. You've got to get right in there, and you've got to tell him what's what and who's who. It's the family name. Grab him, so don't get spoken to. Like.
Yeah.
I'm like, have a laugh, calm down. I said, it's a bit of internet funny. And he's like, you don't ever do that again. If I ever catch you doing that, you'll get a fucking clip round the ear. You fucking get back in there and show who's who and what's what. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm 45 years old, Dad. Will you pack it in? And he's like, you'll always be my son now. Fucking act like it. And I'm like, oh,
Damn, your dad's a proper hard ass, bro. Shout out to
Yeah,
Mr.
great
Grabbin.
swimmer.
Yeah, he should.
He's like, oh,
Yeah, we'll have to bring him on. Have him have a little bit of a go at DWAG maybe. But yeah, facts. Now, Riley, are you like an only child? Like, so if your dad all of a sudden, like, is he going to leave you all his bars of gold in the will, his little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
Those
knows?
questions aren't related. Actually, those questions have nothing to do with each other.
Okay, well, do you think that when if your dad's a leprechaun and he goes to another dimension, that he'll leave you his pot of gold?
No, I think he's gonna be one of those guys who has some fuck shit like moral lesson in it, where I have to learn to stand on my own. Look, okay, if there's something I got from my dad, it was him screaming at me throughout my whole life that if I can't earn my own dime, I don't have one. All right, that's why when he calls me up to offer me some money, because he knows I'm fucking broke. Like, I'm not broke. Broke's when you don't have money right now, right? That's the fucking joke.
Yeah.
I'm poor now.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah,
and now my dad's like, well, silver's up. I might send you some money. Man, I hate you. And I'm like, well, I didn't ask, type shit. It's great. But yeah, because he's like this, like I could see him just not leaving me anything. But that's fine. I mean, he left me experience. I'm also not like I'm not bitter that I don't have like access to my dad's money.
Yeah. He left you chips and salsa. Meanwhile, he donated his like 100 bars of gold to like the SPCA to spay and neuter pets like cats and
some
dogs.
Horse shit. Yeah, it'll go towards like horse stuff, some kind of horse shit. I'm sure he likes horses more than he likes people.
He'll leave it to horses. Yeah. Now, James, Now, James, same question to you. If your dad had 100 bars of gold and he passed on, would he leave all that to you, or what do you think? Would he give that to like some?
Wouldn't hesitate. I'll get everything.
Oh, there you go.
Anything that's my mother's or my father's, I'll get everything. But that will amount to sweet fucking nothing, because our government now is going after inheritance tax because we have a left-wing government. So it will whatever the estate's worth. I'm not going to say because I'm not going to out everyone.
Yeah, don't out.
Say the estate is worth X amount of money and quite a bit of money. It will get like taxed to the bollocks. So I will get something very minuscule in comparison to what it could be potentially, because we have a left-wing government. Like I told you, they were going after farmers. The farmers are very worried in this country that they're not going to be able to pass their farm to their family because the government is going after farms and taxing them now. So they won't be able to pass it on. They'll have to sell the property because I think they just want to put up a load of wind turbines everywhere. You know what I mean? On wind farms. So if they can get rid of farms, they want to get rid of agriculture in this country. I think they want all the agriculture to come from Europe and some. Yeah, Europe and America. And we're becoming. England and Britain is very much an import country and not much of an export country anymore.
Yeah. Oh, dude, agriculture's gonna be like Chinese, man. Because it's. I grew up on ranches and stuff, and all that got over the course of my life like downsized more and more and more to the point that you have to own a ranch company that owns ranches now. You can't like own a ranch.
Wow.
In northern Nevada. You've got to be part of like a fast food chain of agriculture.
Yeah, that's crazy. Or you got to be like the Jippos, right? And just kind of go outside the law. Now, James, how much...
He was buying up all the farmland in Europe at the time, wasn't he? Because Ava Blardinabrook was going on about it. He was buying up all the farmland because we were going to start eating insects or some shit, weren't we?
Yeah, that's what they wanted to do. Yeah, like Bill Gates is the largest landowner in America. But I wanted to ask you, James, how much would it be taxed? Like, say, if you got $100 in inheritance, would they tax it in $70? 50%. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That shit up.
Damn, that sucks.
The estate would be approaching the threshold. So imagine like a threshold that's quite high, and it would be.
Yeah. Big B Trucker says New York does that. That's why they moved to Florida to avoid the inheritance tax. Wow, I didn't know that. Now, oh, hold on. I got to fix that audio. The audio dumped out real quick. Let me fix that real fast. Now, what I was going to say, Riley, was that it's so funny because James and I were talking about earlier that Vito is a little bit like I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Vito is a little bit like a Black Tyrone from Snatch. I don't know if you heard any of that. But
okay, no, I didn't. But sure, I see it.
We were talking a little bit about that. Like he's like an excuse maker. He acts like he can handle everything, but he makes excuses for everything. And then everybody in the chat was like, "Well, he's not black though." And I said, "Well, he's Italian, so that's pretty close." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think that kind of lines up pretty funny. What do you think about that?
I think he's more of a Moor, isn't he? I think he must be some kind of Sicilian. You know, I think he must be a Moor. You know, there must be Moorish blood in him somewhere. You know,
he could be.
Seems he's a funny character, Vito, because I don't understand him because I've got Italian blood, right? He is someone like who should be always looking to go up. You know, like to get up the next level. But he always seems to want to go down. You know what I mean? He gets down in the weeds with people that don't like him. He goes on their stream. He starts out very aggressive and very confident. And then people like Clipper and Frog Tony and Dr. Till, they will slowly beat him down. And then he'll start whining and making excuses like a little girl. And he'll come on stream looking worse than when he went on. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like, I never understood why he got involved with comic books. You know, I always go, Super Killer killed the biggest problem in the universe. If he'd have just stuck to the plan with Dick and stuck on biggest problem in the universe, it would have been even bigger than when it was at its height. He would be rocking and rolling, and he wouldn't have gone onto Ethan's channel, and he wouldn't have got mugged off by about 1,000 bods who don't like him, who call him a nonce, who call him a paedophile, who hate his guts, and he gets all lost in the weeds. And it's like, you should have stuck to what brought you to the dance and not got distracted with all this other crap.
Yeah. Now, Riley, what are your thoughts? Why do you think he jumped into the comic book realm? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Well, he was in LA for 17 years trying to get a cartoon made, and that was never, ever going to happen. Once he realized it couldn't happen, that's when he pivoted, to comic books. And it's because it served two goals for him. It would let him have an IP he could make into a cartoon, he thinks. But also it would let him have finished a project, like a comic book or something, as for future reference. He would have a success. I think what killed the biggest problem in the universe is not starting Super Killer; it's the absence of Super Killer being finished.
I completely agree.
What killed the show, because he could have had it all. He could have had Ethan's influx of audience because Ethan was a fan of Biggest Problem. He could have had. Respect or not, he would have had views over all of that if he had just finished the comic and they just kept delivering the comic book. People like Vito who shield themselves behind Ethan Van Sciver being late on his book is like they're forgetting the 25 years of on-time books.
Yeah, that's true.
Part of Ethan's career.
That's
all
true.
Of the on-time books.
Yeah.
So
well. And also, Ethan has been delivering other types of products over those 5 years as well. I mean, he's doing all of the, he's doing
spinning a bunch of plates.
Yeah, he's spinning a bunch of plates and dealing with his family issues too. I'm not making excuses. I'm just explaining the landscape and how it could come about that way.
Do you think Vito was more enamored and more excited about all the little tchotchkes around Super Killer than the actual Super Killer project? Because anytime I ever heard him speak about it, or you see him express great enjoyment, it was always about, have you heard about the lunchbox? Have you heard about the stuffed toy? Have you heard about the stickers? He got really excited about that. And with Super Killer, he was like really maudlin and a bit down about it.
Well, those are the products, though. Like the toys, the tchotchkes, the knickknacks are the products. The script is a pitch for a TV show. Okay. And you have to take the script and the show away and realize the only products he has are the toys. Until there's a cartoon, maybe he thinks he was going to get a cartoon. Maybe, Eric seemed to have also think that after a comic book is a cartoon. Yeah. Like that's a pipeline of some sort.
Did Vito have a connection to pitch to the cartoon, or was this something that he was just going to hope manifested, I guess you would say?
He's just never I mean, I don't know. He would probably tell you, yeah, he had a bunch of connections, but he thinks everybody he talks to on Twitter is like his friend. He thinks that the VR guy who created the Oculus like knows who he is and likes him because he follows him on Twitter. And it's like, nah, that guy doesn't like know you. He's not like aware of your brand or interested in you.
Yeah, it has no
Parker
invested.
Lucky or whatever. Yeah.
No
He liked
invested
the tweet
interest.
you made once, right?
Yeah.
And so he followed you or something. That's kind of how Twitter works.
Yeah, kind of random.
But
No,
that's the way that Vito, I think, sees Connect. He's like, yeah, this guy, someone follows me. I can make a video game.
Now I have a theory.
oh.
I have a theory on why he liked the products more than he liked the actual the comic book itself. And my theory is because all he had to do was approve or veto the product. He didn't have.
He'll say he designed it. I don't know if that's true or not, but he says he designed all of the products too. He just had a vendor make them.
Well, I know I've dealt with China quite a bit, and I've dealt with Chinese factories, and they basically do all the work. All you have to do is say yes
Okay.
or no.
Okay.
They have their own digital guys. They have their own graphic designers. They have their own everything. And you basically give them a couple of pictures or a couple of assets, and you tell them your idea. They'll mock it up for you 3 or 4 different ways. You select the one, and then they go to town. So all you have to do from that point on is approve or say, no, this isn't up to mustard. You got to do better.
Yeah, I mean, if it's all that easy, then I can see why that happened first and the rest of the stuff didn't. But even then, the Super Killer is finished if he just prints it.
Right.
That's the thing. I don't know. He
Now,
can't
do you have-
still be doing colors. Like he's just lying.
You've read it. Have you
Yeah.
both read Super Killer?
Yeah.
Well, I've
Is he
been
good?
reading it. I've been reading it since before the crowdfunder was announced.
Yeah, because he was passing it around.
It was good the first time,
Yeah.
4 years ago. It's bad now.
Yeah.
Draft
Now,
4 or 3 is the worst. Like,
no, Riley, do you have a theory on why it hasn't been printed, or do you think it ever will be printed?
if it's printed, then it's done and it's criticizable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Oh,
more
so that's the
complicated than
reason. Okay, so there
that.
can
It's
be
not done yet. That's a draft.
no criticism until it's actually printed. So that therefore it never will be printed. So then, do you think do you think that money has been utilized, or do you think it's just sitting
He
in
said so.
an account? Okay, all right.
He told me on a call he was recording. He didn't know I was recording it, but he knew he was recording it, and he told me that he can't just give me $600 refund for my investment in this project because all of the money is gone already.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And
Wow.
I don't know how crowd funds work, but all the money's gone already.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. And remember, he still has to ask shipping. He still has to demand that everybody come back and pay him shipping to get their comic book.
Oh, that wasn't
It's
covered
not-
with. That was covered.
No. No, why would he? You're not scamming hard enough. He couldn't possibly take shipping knowing that tariffs and shipping expenses would change over the 4.5 years he's not going to send the book.
Wow.
No, you pay shipping later. I mean, I think plenty of comic books probably do the paying shipping later thing. I'm not even gonna bag on that too much. I just think it's with Vito, it's like he's lost the connection to that audience since then.
yeah.
The chances that people are going to pay for Super Killer again is very low.
Yeah, especially when it's everywhere. The digital copy's everywhere. It's on all the videos. It's on everything. And there's no way he can anticipate. Is he printing the book like overseas in like China or something? Because the tariffs will fucking murder him.
He has to be.
Wow.
There's no way. I mean, again, there's just no way he has an American vendor connection unless he gets it from one of the Comicsgate guys. But at this point, like, are any of the Comicsgate guys going to go, yeah, here's my vendor? Like,
No, and it makes
probably
sense.
not.
It makes sense that he would do it overseas since he already had the Chinese manufacturers make his tchotchkes and like the lunchbox and all that other kind of stuff. So that makes sense. Wow, that's crazy. So you think we're ever going to get a Super Killer 2? What are your thoughts on that, Riley?
He says he's making it. But again, I've seen pages from ostensibly what would have, I think, have been Super Killer 2. I mean, years ago.
Okay.
It's Sam versus Pokemon or something. It's not gonna be Super Killer either. The trailer for the pitch is like, we're gonna kill Batman, we're gonna kill magical girls, like, or whatever it is. But then the actual comic is like, we hang out in diners, and I like Pokemon, so there's some Pokemon in here.
yeah.
And it's like, that's all it is.
Yeah. Now, on the biggest problem, he was defending Frog Tony. What about that? Everybody who doesn't know, Frog Tony got his all his texts and everything. His dick pic leaked. He was crushing on this girl, and she wasn't feeling him, and it got all leaked. What was that, James?
What a Casanova. I learned all my best moves from Frog Tony. You know what I mean? How to alienate women in 24 hours. Show him your tiny penis. There you go.
But it was funny
officially on record a smaller penis than I have until he proves otherwise.
Until proven otherwise. Now, you guys, isn't the best move to, like, basically, if you're gonna send a dick pic, find the biggest one you can find. Don't send your dick. Send some other dick. Right? That's the way to go? Isn't it?
I'm sending Tyrone's dick pic.
Yeah, you send Tyrone's dick pic.
It just undercuts the intentionality of sending a dick pic to her. Like he wants to feel good about his penis.
Exactly.
It's not about impressing her. It's not really about impressing her. It's about making her see his penis. It's like the same thing you get if you go outside and you flash. Like you just want girls to see your penis. Flashers, have you ever seen a flasher with a big cock? No. They're like fat, old, gross guys who run around naked because they need like the sexual thrill of a woman having seen them naked.
Yeah, no, that is so true. And I even said, like, you know, people were saying, oh, Frog Tony meant well, he loved her. I say he didn't love her, he was tricking on her. You know, it's a completely different thing. He was trying to control her, really. What do you, Riley, is that what you kind of see?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, there were moments where you can tell she, like Dick said, it always works, but not like with their consent or, you know, against their will it works. Because eventually Dalish has to reply, like thinking maybe if I just say something, he'll give me like some breathing room.
Yeah, he'll go away.
Total pathetic. You also have to understand from the female perspective that she's worried you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that is the concern that the girl has, is that you, Frog Tony, are such a pathetic fucking loser, so totally devoid of any kind of female or even human contact in your day-to-day life that if you don't get a text back from the girl on the internet, that you might fucking end your own life, and that she might have to think about that every time she gets high in the future and go, oh, wow, did I do that? It's like some dark, intrusive thought that's going to plague her for the rest of her life because you're such a fucking loser, you killed yourself. That's the concern here. That's the worry with all of this. That's the only reason she ever had to reply.
Yeah, those mecha elves, or what are those elves that you see when you get on acid? Those electric elves or whatever. They're gonna like remind you
the clockwork elves, right?
Yeah, the clockwork orange elves. Yeah, they're gonna remind you that you killed Frog Tony. Now, James, like
the subconscious is gonna pester you forever. It's gonna come out and go like, maybe you did kill Frog Tony, and why should she have to deal with that? You know?
She should.
If we're lucky, Frog Tony will get caught by ice.
Ice Tony, there it is. James.
I just want to jump in quickly because Riley kind of beat me to it, but I thought the saddest thing of the whole affair was the little snippet that I actually saw where Tony was saying, "You're not giving me any likes or retweets anymore. I know you're doing it to Transylvania Jack and some other bloke. Is there something wrong? Why are you not giving me likes and retweets anymore?" And I thought that was as sad as fuck, mate. That was one of the saddest things I've seen online, where he's worried about whether a woman's going to give him a like or a retweet. And then you know that this geezer's got no game or got nothing going on in real life. It was like, that was the tell for me. Not the dick pic. It was a fuck about that. But that was the tell for me. He was worried about a female giving him likes and retweets.
Well, you guys don't even know this part because nobody was paying attention to him yet in this uncanny valley between attention he got from the biggest problem and the attention he's getting now, both negative. He had this arc where he pretended to date a girl named Freckles. And well, as far as I'm concerned, totally made up and pretended to date this girl named Freckles. I didn't follow it closely enough to know how many like weird manipulative videos he has to prove this person exists or something. But maybe that happened too. All I know is he only left Dalish alone for the little bit of time he left her alone because he was pretending to or actually on to another girl he was doing the same thing with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's these people, man. They create problems for themselves. All he had to do was cover Eric July's stuff.
Yeah. It seemed like Frog Tony had a good run there for a minute, and then he kind of careened and went off and like totally destroyed his whole momentum and everything.
Like,
and I was
who the fuck cares about his enemies? Who the fuck cares?
Cares.
Like, I like Cynic now. I didn't like care either way about Cynic until a few months ago, when he started when Frog Tony started complaining about Cynic all the time. Because then it's like, oh, who's this Cynic guy? I'm gonna look into him.
Yeah.
Frog Tony was the best marketer that Cynic's channel could ever have.
Yeah. The thing about this that really I find interesting is you've never been able to see the psychology of people operate like this. It's always happened, but now because we're, it's YouTube, it's all this kind of stuff, we're able to watch it happen in real life. And it's really bizarre, and it confirms a lot of theories that I had about people. About what they really do behind the scenes, and then what they project, and how they're two different people. They're one person in front of the camera, they're another person behind the camera. And I agree, you should have a character when you're on here. You shouldn't really bring yourself onto YouTube, but at the same time, it shouldn't be this you're pretending you're a bodybuilder when you're really just a really big fat guy or something like that. It should be kind of aligned with who you are.
Be a fat guy. Well, so, okay. I had stumbled into this idea last night on FSS, which is Cynic Stream. I had realized, Frog Tony's thing crashed when he got face doxed to C2E2 by Shane Davis. Because nobody could pretend to respect him anymore after that. Now, I had hung out with him at Monster Mania and at C2E2. And the kind of person Frog Tony is that he had gotten his hair done the day before. He looked so spick and span. He went and got hairdressed both times, and he did the whole performatively trying to look better than you do thing. He also doesn't smile with his teeth. He doesn't talk a lot. He mostly talks behind you. A thing I did not realize is you walk in a group, and maybe I'm just used to being the leader of a group, but most of the time Frog Tony would talk would be from behind me, and I'd turn around and I'd reply to him or something. I'd turn back and keep talking. He'd talk again. I don't think the Monster Mania trip I even clocked his teeth. I think he was hiding his teeth.
Now, see, even that behavior right there is crazy. To go through life to try to talk behind people so that you were never visible, and what kind of psychology does that produce in somebody? That's fucking wild. James, back in our time, we would bully people like that, right? We would help them get over that. I mean, I guess really, and step out into the sunshine and kind of be who they are. Have you had that kind of experience, James?
It's a shame bullying went out of fashion, isn't it? You know what I mean? You go through those stages in life. Sometimes you're the guys that get put upon, and then sometimes you put upon others. You know what I mean? We've all had it. We've all got beaten up. We've all suffered abuse. We've all got people knocking us out sweet. You know what I mean? And I've never
everyone but liars.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's I've never lacked confidence. That's my thing. Look, take my head off. I'm as bald as a coot. There you go. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. I wear hats because I like them.
No, I agree.
You can't go around lacking that. If you're confidence, right, and you're going to struggle through life because you're worried about your teeth, then earn enough money and get dental care, and then fucking change it. If people mock you for your clothes, get money, get better clothes. If people say you're a stinky fucker, well, have a bath or a shower. You know what I mean? Put some deodorant, some aftershave on. Change it. Be better. Do better. Aspire to be something different. Or have the confidence to be who you are and always walk. This is what I always do. I always walk into the room like I fucking own the place. Even if I'm well out of place, it's well above my station. You know what I mean? I don't look like I'm faking it. I will strut in there. I will go up to the biggest person. I'll go up to the cutest person, and I will talk to them, and I'll have a crack. And that's the way I live my life. I come on stream. I show you my face. I talk about my life. I talk about my family. Got nothing to hide. I am as what you see. The way I talk on here is exactly how I talk offline. You know what I mean? I'm not like D-Wag. I'm not this fucking Tasmanian devil.
D-Wag
comes on here like a whirly dervish.
Yeah, get at D-Wag. Yeah.
Look, he's exactly the same in real life, though.
Yeah.
I promise.
Look at his hair.
He's fucking piece of shit there. He goes, I go on board, right? And then suddenly this guy's got the best hair you've ever seen since a Lego movie.
Bro, that's proper cape. That's Justin Bieber hair. Yeah.
James, I'm adding to your point. Wearing a hat doesn't mean you do or do not have nice hair. I just like beanies. People think it's a Tim Pool thing I'm doing, but I have the best hair.
Damn, that's the first time I've seen your hair, Riley. Yeah, you got great hair, bro. Hell yeah.
Looks like a fucking supermodel, doesn't he now? What the fuck is going on?
I like this. Bro, K-pop Riley arc. I'm here for it, bro. It looks fucking fire.
Let me lose 100 pounds first before we start. But then I could be a little Asian kid again. You should see me in high school, boys. I'll send a picture behind the scenes sometime.
Yeah. No, the thing I was gonna say, just to agree with James there, is that really is how you become a mature man. Right.
Yes.
And so for people like Frog Tony, maybe you don't know Frog Tony, maybe that's not interesting to you, but the psychology of it is interesting. The psychology of why Frog Tony now is drawn to this girl and then like bombards her with all these texts and everything in order to make her respond to him is kind of like a boy that's demanding attention from his mother. That's not how a man behaves. A man just moves on, right, James? A man just picks up and you say, fuck off. Okay, fine. I'll fuck off. I'll go find another girl.
It's like going to the bar, right? You go up to the girl and you take your shot. And you're either going to get a yes or you're going to get a no. Or maybe you get a maybe. But you're competing in the market, right? You're always competing with someone who's, one, better looking than you. Two, who's got more money than you. Three, who's got more charisma than you. You're always competing against people that have edge advantages over you. What you've got to do is try and overcome that with maybe confidence, or maybe you're a good comedian or a bit of a joker. You've got to try and find an in. But the thing what Frog Tony fucked up is when a woman tells you no, you don't keep badgering her. One, because she's told you no and she wants you to fuck off. And if she's done it politely, and then another reason is you just like, you've got to have some self-respect.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of women out there. You know what I mean? You've got to try it. So if a woman says no, she ain't going to change her mind. You know what I mean? She's made her mind. She usually makes her mind up in an instant. That first meeting or, within that first couple of hours, she'll make her mind up. She'll give you a shot. You don't get your shot sometimes. And it must have pissed him off because he really must have been in his feels with this Dalish girl. I've seen her. I can see how a guy like Frog Tony would be in his feels about her. She's got a lovely little body. You know what I mean? She's got perky tits. She's got a cute face. She's got that kind of like, if you're a comic book nerd, she's like your dream girl, isn't she? She's like your fucking Mary Elizabeth Winstead, isn't she? She's like your, oh my God, it's a nerd's dream right there. And she's a bit cheeky, she's a bit saucy, she does the porn, you know what I mean? And it's like, it must be his fucking dream, you know what I mean? He couldn't control himself, he got his dick out, you know what I mean? But it's like, she's told you to fuck off and now you can't even be friends. You can't even be online friends. So you've absolutely lost everything. You've not just lost the potential. You got nothing now.
Well, there was never a potential relationship. It was like potential being cucked he wanted. Like he's messaging like, oh, well, you're with Riley and Mint. What's up? How are you guys doing? Like stuff like that. Knowing full well that he's watching the streams or the videos that we're making. We're making like we did a video where I'm fucking Mint while Dalish is on the bed reading an Animal Man comic. I think it was I had Dalish reading comics while I'm fucking Mint. It was like one of those like, free use bored and ignored videos, and that's the kind of stuff that Tony would tell me like oh, that's a good video, and I'm like, oh man, okay.
So he would
behind that being a good video, brother.
So he would compliment you on the videos, bro. That's creepy. That's creepy, bro. That's all I gotta say about that.
You want to turn it into a foursome, right?
You gotta understand, right. Like, Krim and I would always have, like, a Discord call going because I need someone I could talk to because women being around is, like, a net negative for me. So I'm sitting here talking to my buddy Krim on Discord, and, like, Frog Tony would join the Discord. Now, the difference between Krim and I and Frog Tony is Krim and I are not watching the stream they're doing in the other room. I might be in the room with the stream happening, but I'm talking to Krim over here away from the mics and cameras. And Tony would join to talk about the stream. And that's where people started saying that he would do like Discord, like circle jerks with Krim and I. Krim and I just laughing at that rumor because it's like, wow, I think maybe that's what Frog Tony wanted.
Yeah, bro, the psychology of that's crazy. We got Ray, DJ.
Pull up these pictures I sent you too, so I have a statement on it.
Okay, we got DJ John in the chat. He says, "Clip is mogging us right now. Damn it." Zever
Wait
says,
till you see these pictures.
Zever says, Clipio or Fabi Clip. So they're going crazy about your hair, bro.
My hair's not long. Fabio's like a long hair thing.
I don't know. They're going nuts about your hair in the chat. It's such a,
kind of like styled and coiffed, isn't it? You know, you've got that coiffed look.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it looks like you just come from a photo shoot, right? So I pull my cap off and go, Jesus, there's this bald fuck from England. And then you pull your cap off and it's like, Jesus, look at that wave. You know what I mean? I wish I had that fucking wave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right?
facts.
Well, so does like a guy like a Frog Tony, but you have to understand, James, you once had nice hair. That's a thing about you. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose all this nice hair. Don't worry, I'm only 27. It's a time thing. But if you pull up these pictures,
Yeah, let me find.
I went bald, right? And you know when you know that you're getting patchy? I just
Yeah.
took the fucker off straight
Good.
away. There was no like, oh God, I'm going to do the comb over. I'm going to try and do a con. You know, I'm going to go to Turkey. I just took as soon as it was going in my like early 30s, I was like, this fucking shit's coming off. You know what I mean? I'm going to like front it bald, and I'm gonna walk into the room like I'm the biggest bald fucker that's ever lived, and that's how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Because you have to.
Yeah.
You have to front it, don't you? You have to take life's advantages, and you have to make the best of life's disadvantages.
Yeah,
yeah, no,
facts.
absolutely.
Let me try to pull these up real quick.
When
That's-
was
I sent them
someone
to you on
called
Twitter.
innit?
Yeah, I
When
just-
was
I just
that
found
idiot that called you a hipster. I'll be fucking, yeah, I'm a fucking hipster, mate. I'm the best hipster there fucking is, mate. I'd lean into it. I say, oh, you cunt, what do you look like?
The only reason you can't lean into being a hipster is Gavin. Gavin's the hipster guy, and that guy sucks.
All right, I'm gonna pull them up real quick. I got the let's see here, the full screen video. Yeah, there's that's the last one you sent me right there, Riley. You got great hair right there. Here's
Girls liked me. I was cool in high school. You never stop being cool after that. A lot of these guys, though, they get older and they're like, well, I wasn't cool in high school. And then they never find a way to be cool outside of it.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Look at this one. This is a great one, too. Fantastic. But, yeah, Riley, so you had great hair, bro. You had model looks, dropped that weight.
Well, I wasn't fat. It's the not being fat part that I really look back on. Like, man, what if I stopped drinking soda?
Yeah, he's Justin Bieber right there. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, well, James just saw the pictures too. You're full on Justin Bieber right there, bro. I could see why you were mogging all the girls, mogging everybody, bro. That's crazy. It's so fun to see that. We'll have to
And I
get
was selling them drugs. Girls loved me, bro.
Oh hell
It
yeah!
was a big package.
We'll have
Not
to.
down there, but everywhere else. Big package.
Yeah, we'll have to get some of James' old pictures too, and I'll dig out
Yeah,
some of my
I
old
wanna
pictures.
see that.
That'll
Yeah.
be funny. Yeah, James.
Well,
you
Ralph
wanna-
showed us your old pictures, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Ralph completely dumped all that shit on the internet. Which whatever, I didn't care. It was all
I
out
wish
there
I had
already.
pictures like that before I was fat. I never even thought about it.
Yeah.
Like
well,
I used to, because I went to the gym every morning throughout. So like 11th grade and 12th grade, I kind of, I was an athlete. I was a lettered wrestler. I was in the track, and then I stopped doing track to do journalism, and then I started getting fat when I stopped doing sports to cover sports.
Yeah.
But I used to go to the gym every morning. There was a really nice 9-month period that I was at the gym every day, and I was looking like good. Like Nightwing was my goal, so I was starting to tone up.
yeah.
And then I discovered that drugs are way more fun with food and sedentary lifestyling.
Yeah, drugs are an easy gateway to that. Now, James, yeah, you'd have to send me some of those pictures, James. Well, I'll put them up on the intro, something like that. It'll be pretty cool. I'll put some of mine up too. I got way more. Now, the funny thing, Riley, how I fell into that, the whole modeling thing was after I had my car wreck, right? I was an engineer, and it took me 2 years to recover from that. And so my brother, he was going to try to help me, to make some money on the side. And he said, "Why don't you just go model?" And I was like, "Come on, bro, that's crazy." And I mean, that's a wild idea, right? And so what he did was he took pictures of, I had some pictures or whatever, just normal, and he put them in 5 packages and sent them out to modeling agencies, and they all called me back. And so then I was like, okay, well maybe I could do this. And so then that's what I did. I picked the one that I liked the best. It was called It was called No Ties, ran by a nice lady named Monica. She was super sweet to me, and she booked me jobs all the time, bro. So it was awesome, and that's kind of how I fell into that gig in
Nice.
L.A. and got on that TV show and all that shit like that. Was just basically through that. So
It's
yeah.
nice because facial structure is sort of an objective beauty. Like we don't have too many societal standards we all agree are objective, but facial structure is still one of those. If you're symmetric and you're proportioned correctly, you do look good. There's like there's a line you can cross from. Like that's another reason I've always felt pretty confident with myself. Like I know I look good.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. Like I'm symmetric anyway. So if you don't like that I'm overweight, then fine, we can't go eat together. I don't want to go hiking anyway, so I'm not going to talk to you. Like it's like I'll just modify my engagements based on what behaviors I want to keep up in my life.
No, facts. And the same thing with all three of us have very symmetrical faces. I mean, I even get people talking to me about James when we're not even online. They'll like message me and say, that English guy, he is a good looking guy, isn't he? And I'm like, oh man, what are you talking to me for? I was like, go message James, bro.
Talk to him.
Yeah, and there's
What are you
that
doing,
one.
Courtney? Courtney, you have to message James directly, not Ray Ray.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to get James on Courtney's show or trying to get her over here so that they can chat. And there's a couple of clips that I want to clip up of James's interaction with Courtney. There's one that James just sent me where she like blushes and turns all red, and it's fantastic. So we're gonna try to get that out there. And but it's true.
Charm, you know what I mean? It's that English thing, right? They think they want English Hugh Grant, but they actually want English Jason Statham. You know what I mean? They want that. They want that authentic, rugged, rough around the edges type of character. You know what I mean? They don't want the stuttering guy with Julia Roberts going, "Oh, if it's okay, ever so slightly, may I touch you in that place? Thank you very much."
I'm sending you this meme because I want to fuck, but I'm too shy to ask.
Yeah, what is that,
That's not
bro?
what they want.
No. They want to take charge kind of guy. They only want the nice guy when they think that their looks can't hold the bad boy anymore.
Yes.
Is that what your take is, Riley? What do you think about that?
No, that's absolutely my take. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think why otherwise Leonardo DiCaprio would have an older girlfriend.
Yeah, facts, right? Yeah, James, what are your thoughts on that? It's the truth, right? Women only they want the hot guy, the bad boy, while their looks are still prime. The minute that they think that their looks are fading, they look for a nice guy so that he won't leave them alone or leave them. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts, James?
We've all got our window, haven't we? And now I'm in that extending part of my window. You know what I mean? I'm like, these are like the salad days. I'm going to be like that Bruce Springsteen song at the bar. I'm going to be there. I'm going to go on to the hard stuff. So I'm going to be going on the whiskey. I'll be there at the bar, boring this young girl. God, you don't know, darling. I tell you, my glory days. You have never seen it before. And she'd be like, get this sad fucking old man away from me, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like that. So I'm going to I reckon I've got about 5 years left of peak.
No,
so
dude. You could be like Mike from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. There were thirst traps over that dude. As long as you're still strong and confident and you could age into a Mike-like guy. I don't think I have that in me. I think if I'm lucky, I'll look a little Hunter Thompson-y, but I'm going to melt all over. There's because of my lifestyle habits, I'm sure that I'm gonna be a droopy fella. Versus you're gonna look tight, bro. You're gonna be tight and textured in the face.
I'm gonna look like the guy. Pete Postlethwaite from The Town. The movie The Town, where he's like the florist. I'm gonna look like that. I'm gonna look very sinewy. I think very bony and very sinewy.
Right. That's better than the alternative. That's better than flabby, I think. Stretchy.
No, facts.
Like you said, it's all about confidence. Confidence. If you can front it and you've got confidence, you can do almost anything. You know what I mean? There's no mountain that you can't climb. That's why I always see. I think the thing that's gonna dog Frog Tony and Vito for the rest of their life, they're not very confident. For me, Vito could be like a miniature Riley. Because I don't think he can reach those heights because he hasn't got it in him. But Vito should just come on these streams and be an absolute fucking hill. If I was on the biggest problem in the universe and I saw all those super chats racking up, right, and they were calling me oink oink fat pig cunt all the time, but you know what I do? I go, you never guess what I did with your money. I bought a really nice fucking watch with that money that you called me fat pig cunt with. Oh, you never guess. I'm going to this restaurant and having a real slap up meal with all the money that you gave me for calling me fat pig cunt. I would be the ultimate heel and rub it in their face. That's what Vito should be, because Vito's not likable. People don't like Vito. So be the ultimate heel back.
Well, I kind of like Vito, but do you think that's what Vito should do, Riley?
Well, yeah, that's what I've said to people for a while now.
Yeah.
The only thing that Vito should be getting shit for is that he's not always a piece of shit. Inconsistency.
That's pretty funny.
Like, it's the inconsistency that makes him someone you can't bet on, that you can't rely on, that you can't
predict.
Expect. Yeah, predict. Well, yeah, and what we can predict from him is bad now. It's I can predict uncertainty. I know if you tell Vito or if you tell Dick some bullshit smart ass response that what you meant was yes. And now that I can predict that, it takes away even the fun of that.
Yeah, the mystery's gone. Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you.
There's no mystery left. Vito Gesualdi is an open book in every way. I have the floor plans to his apartment. Email me at clipaverse@gmail.com if you would like to look into his apartment. And everything about him is wide in the open now. He made sure it was.
Yeah,
you're
facts.
right. There's no mystery.
Jumping in the chat, we got Curly down here. He says he heard a crow. That's right. I got about 15 ravens out front, and they're all waiting for their food. I got to feed them like Mersh feeds his cats, bro. That's how that works right there. We got Carrie C. She says she wants James's hat. It's cool. So, yeah, there you go. Shout out to Tank. He says Vito should put down the carbs. Carly says Vito is a loser, and that's okay. But, yeah. Now, guys, we're coming up on the second hour, so we're going to wrap it up here in a second. Think about your final thoughts or whatever. Go follow James at James Graben on X and YouTube. Go follow Riley at CG Scumlord on X and the Clipperverse on YouTube. Riley, final thoughts as we wind this down. I hope you stay safe in the blizzard, bro.
Well, my final thoughts are, if I die in this blizzard, I will do so knowing that Vito and Frog Tony will eventually kill themselves.
Bro, that's harsh. That's harsh. So go follow.
I closed Cynic Stream last night by saying, be sure that you keep making fun of these people until long after they've killed themselves. So I think I'm just accepting other people's death now.
Yeah.
It's a very healthy place I'm at, where I'm like, oh yeah, it's okay. You're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah, it's a legacy, is what it is, right? They're leaving a legacy behind. There you go. All right,
James.
James.
Be better for Super Killer.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Exactly. And you know, Super Killer 2 could come out. You don't know. It could come out.
We'll leave Vito for that.
Yeah, right. James, your final thoughts as we wrap it up.
Can I top that? Well, if I was Vito and Frog Tony, I consider doing a stream together called The Odd Couple. You know what I mean? I think that might be their future. You know, they can like be self-pitying on stream together. You know, they might make for a good couple. I think. Frog Tony, they could even enter into a homosexual relationship because they're really bad with women. So when you're that bad with women, I think the only other option is, you know, consider men.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Go follow James Graben, James Domenico Graben on YouTube, James Domenico Graben on X. Shout out to Forest Mommy, just seeing you in the chat. She says, hit the like button for you before you go. 100%. Carrie C says, Clippa looks smaller. Did he lose a little bit of fat? I think he did.
I just stopped drinking soda, so if you see me losing any fat over the next couple months, that's all. I haven't had a proper soda since the first of this month, and I have had 5 diet sodas.
Well, fantastic, bro. You're doing great. We're all proud of you. We're all want to support you. We're excited about it, bro.
I'm not doing anything at all. It's an absence of doing something I was doing. Takes less effort than anything, possibly.
That's what I'm talking about. Tank Ferret in the chat, he says his kids are his legacy. You've been warned. Like, share, and stay magnificent, everybody. All right, people. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thanks to Riley. Thanks to James for coming by. What a fantastic show this was. We're out of here, buddy. Big knuckles to you guys. All right.